good Yule. That is Merry Christmas in Swedish. Today we are heading to Sweden to celebrate Christmas there. So grab your armchairs and get ready for the travel to Sweden. Let us begin with a prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for this time. We are thankful that we can be together, even virtually, Lord, that you are giving us the technology to be able to reach one another, Lord. We thank you for all those who have gathered today, that we could have fun together and learn a little and enjoy a special treat together. Even though I'm not with them, my heart is with you guys all. Lord, we ask your blessing upon each and every one there. We ask that we all stay healthy during this season, that we all are able to glorify your name daily, and especially in this season as we move ahead towards Christmas and celebrating your birth. And we ask peace on the earth, Lord, and in your name, amen. So, if you would, I'm going to ask each session for someone to go up to the map on the wall that looks just like mine back here, and with a little sticky note, I want you to find the country. So today we're beginning with Sweden. So if you would walk up and stick a spot on Sweden, then everybody can see where it's located, and I will zoom in over here behind me. Have any of you ever been to Sweden? If so, you're pretty lucky. No, I have not traveled outside of United States, Puerto Rico, and Canada, and Mexico. So I've never made it across the Atlantic Ocean. So today we're going to learn a little bit about Sweden in December, in Christmas time. So Erica has these sheets. Let me see if I can put one up. And I want us to begin with coloring in Sweden. You can see on here that it is in yellow. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, find that on your map. If you need help, just ask Erica. And you can color it any color. Just color in Sweden. And then here's the flag. I'm going to lift it up again. It does tell you on the side what color to color. So it looks like this. And I've included in the bag a flag that you can hang up on your wall too for Sweden. So you need a blue and a yellow. And each time we get together, you're going to need either crayons, markers, and pens or pencils. And then if there's something extra, I'll let Erica know. So if you would please work on coloring in your flag. Then the first sheet should be complete with the location and Sweden's flag. Okay, as you're coloring, I'm going to read a little bit about Sweden. And how they celebrate the holidays. It says, on December 13th, Swedish people celebrate St. Lucia's Day. St. Lucia is known as a martyr since she was willing to make a great sacrifice for what she believed. Not much is known about St. Lucia's life. We do know that she was born in the year 283 in Syracuse, Sicily. Sicily is an island province in Italy. In Sicily, St. Lucia followed the Christian faith. Back then, it was very uncommon to be a Christian. This made St. Lucia stand out. St. Lucia gave up her wealth and lived simply. She also never married. During the dark, cold winter, St. Lucia would secretly bring food to poor people in Rome. There were no flashlights back then or street lamps. St. Lucia would wear a wreath with candles on her head to light the way. People called her the Queen of Light when they saw the crown of candles on her head. St. Lucia did what she believed was right, even when people disagreed with her. She often made townsfolk upset by her different beliefs. They tried to punish her several times, but she survived. Sadly, she was killed in the year 304. To celebrate St. Lucia's bravery, Christians in Sweden hold the Festival of Lights during winter, the darkest time of the year. The festival is meant to bring hope and light to people. During the festivities, children sing songs led by a young girl dressed up as St. Lucia. The girl wears a white robe, a red sash, and a wreath with candles on her head. She leads the way as young boys and girls sing traditional Swedish songs. During the celebrations, girls wear white robes with shiny belts, and boys wear cone-shaped hats and carry a scepter or a staff. The scepter is decorated with beautiful stars. St. Lucia's Day is celebrated in churches, businesses, hospitals, and schools. In Swedish homes, the oldest girl of each family dresses as St. Lucia and serves coffee and sweet buns to her family. The buns are said to look like St. Lucia's cats. During the holidays, families remember the sacrifice that others can make to help others. So I'm going to go back over St. Lucia. This is just a little bit more information, and then I have a book for you on her. So St. Lucia's Day is now celebrated by a girl dressed in white with a red sash around her waist and a crown of candles on her head. Small children use electric candles, but from about 12 years old, real candles are often used. I was going to show you a picture. Actually, I'll show you a drawing. There is a picture of St. Lucia, just a kid's drawing, and they wear, the oldest girl in the family, or they also pick out one girl to represent like their whole town, and they dress up in a white robe with a red sash, a wreath with candles on it. And like they said, if you're above 12 years old, then you use real candles. Oh my goodness. So I purchased a wreath. Let me grab it right here for St. Lucia. You might have seen it in my introduction. Although I couldn't find one with candles, and I was not about to light one on my head, I thought that this would be a good symbol for St. Lucia. Let's just use the wreath without the candles. So, as we continue, a national Lucia is also chosen. Lucia also visits hospitals and old people's homes, singing a song about St. Lucia and handing out ginger snap biscuits. So, some more information about Christmas. Christmas Eve is also very important in Sweden. This is when the main meal, well, really a feast, is eaten. There is often a julbord, which is a buffet eaten at lunchtime. Cold fish is important on the julbord. There's herring, salmon, smoked salmon. It also includes cold meats like turkey and roast beef, Christmas ham, liver, salads, pickles, breads, butter. There's also hot foods, meatballs, sausages, stuffed cabbage rolls, jellied pigl's feet. Okay, dried cod, oven roasted pork ribs, vegetables like potatoes, red cabbage, a potato dish, matchstick potatoes layered with cream, onion, and European sprats, which is a small fish, that's baked to a golden brown. Is anybody else getting hungry? There's also bread that's dipped in the broth and juices that are left over after the boiling ham. Dessert on this julbord might be a selection of sweet pastries, biscuits, and homemade sweets. Now that's for me. Wow, it says, when I think of a julbord and all that food you wash down, they often serve a sweet mulled wine or coffee to finish off the meal. Another popular food at Christmas in Sweden is rice porridge that's eaten with raspberry jam or sprinkled with some cinnamon. Raise your hand if you've ever tried rice pudding or rice porridge. Says if there's any left over, the next day it can be mixed with whipped cream and eaten as a warm fruit sauce. Presents are normally exchanged on Christmas Eve, and people go to church early on Christmas morning. Another popular and important thing that many Swedes do on Christmas afternoon is to watch Donald Duck. Yeah, that's what I thought. Every year since 1959, at 3 o'clock, on Christmas Eve, the TV station, TV1, shows the Disney special, From All of Us to All of You. And then there's a Swedish name that I can't pronounce. Meaning Donald Duck and his friends wish you a Merry Christmas. And about 40 to 50% of the Swedish population stop to watch this. Wow. We'll have to check and see if it's on our Christmas Eve. Like their neighbors in Finland, there was a traditional belief in Sweden that a Yule goat was connected with the midwinter festival. In Sweden, it's thought to be an invisible spirit that looked on and made sure that all the preparations were going well. Between Christmas and New Year, men would sometimes dress up as goats and go from house to house singing songs and playing tricks. This is known as julebucking. Now, the goat is mainly seen as a straw ornament, which guards the house and Christmas tree. Straw is used as a decoration in homes to remind them that Jesus was born in a manger. In Sweden, presents are brought by Santa. He's often helped by gnomes or elves, which are called nisser, that's a male elf or gnome, or nissar and nissor, which is a female gnome and elf. The end of Christmas in Sweden is on January 13th, 20 days after Christmas, which is called 20th Day Nut or 20th Day Yule, and is named after a Danish prince. On this day, it's traditional that the Christmas tree is taken down and leftover cookies and sweets are eaten. So in Swedish, Merry Christmas, it's God Jul, and we're wishing everyone a good Yule from Sweden. And we're back. So we're still in Sweden, and I thought that I would share with you a gnome in case you never recognized the word. Here's a Christmas gnome. They're very big at this holiday season, although I never knew that this originated in Sweden. So not owning any, I had to go out and search for one, and I will send this in if you guys would like to keep a little area in the activities room with all the different things we have from the different countries. This will remind us of the Swedish gnome. Swedish gnome. Oh boy. So before we get to the tasty part, I would like you to get out the piece of paper that looks like this with Sweden on the top. Now, each of our countries is going to be the same basic layout with their name and the children dressed up in their holiday gear, I would say. In the first box it says how to say Merry Christmas. And it tells us right here, Good Yule. And then underneath it tells you how you would say it. So our pronunciation would be Good Yule. Good Yule. You try saying that. Good Yule. Maybe you could say that to somebody in the manner and then explain that it means Merry Christmas to them. The next part is for gift giver. Now, if I show that again, I'm going to give away the answer. So when I read a little bit about Sweden, who was the gift giver in Sweden? And then you're going to write your answer down in that spot. So we have Santa was the gift giver, and the helpers are gnomes, there's the spelling, which are also elves. If you think back, the next box here, I wish I had all my answers on here. Traditional holiday food. What were some of the foods on that jewel board that they say? They placed all this food, and they had tons of it on a big long board, and it's more like a smorgasbord or feast. Maybe that's where they got the word smorgasbord from. Feast for their Christmas Eve afternoon meal. Shout out some things that you remember me saying that they ate. They had cold meats, warm meats, vegetables. Think of all the food groups. Dessert, that was on there too. So see if you can write down something. I wrote down sweet buns on the jewel board. And that's how it's spelled. But you can put down roast beef, meatballs. They had tons of fish. Didn't we say jellied pig's feet? Nope, not for me. And the last section is for you to write down a little bit about a St. Lucia's tradition. And we know that St. Lucia's Day is December 13th. And we also learned that they have a festival of lights because when she walked around the town, there were no street lights, there's no headlamps, there were none flashlights back then. So she created a crown, and here's a picture, with candles on it so she could light her way. So jot down something about St. Lucia's tradition. Okay, that's the teacher part. Now can be a more fun part that you guys enjoy. I am sending in some delicious honey buns because one of the things that they did eat were sweet buns or sweet buns. And they would drink down either sweet mulled wine, which I can't send in, sorry about that, but you can wash it down with some coffee. So if you would like to pause this video for a few minutes, have Erica, if you would pass these out, or a helper. And if you'd like to go and fill up your coffee cup, I'm going to read you a story next. Sometimes it'll be stories, sometimes it'll be crafts. Today's a story for you to enjoy while you eat your sweet bun or your honey bun and have coffee, just like they do in Sweden. Okay, I'm back. See, I say okay too many times. Welcome back. This story that I'm going to read is called Lucia Morning in Sweden. Trying to read that backwards through there. It is written by Ewa Radiker with illustrations by Karina Stahlberg. So I'm going to, it's a very simple book, but the pictures are beautiful. I'm going to share this with you as you eat and drink and enjoy a little bit about St. Lucia. It is December 12th in Sweden. Let me start over again. It is December 12th in Sweden. Snow is piling up outside the Svensson house. The 3 Svensson children are excited because this is their favorite time of year. Hey, Mama, it smells like Christmas. What are you baking? Your favorite, Carl, pepparkakor. Tomorrow's a special day. Do you know why? Says Mama. I think I know. If you're making pepparkakor, it's almost Christmas, and tomorrow's December 13th. That's Lucia Day. That's right. In Sweden, Lucia Day means Christmas is getting closer. Sophie and Louise will be coming in soon. Can you help me get ready to make the last kakatar buns? Sure, Mama. Do you remember what we need? I know. They have raisins and something that makes them yellow, says Carl. Very good. A spice called saffron makes them yellow, and it makes the buns smell good too. That's kind of helpers I get. Do you see them snacking down there on raisins? Whoops, a few fell into my mouth, Mom. Lucia Day is tomorrow, girls, so get your jackets and boots off, and you can come help. You can bake the buns while I go out and pick the lingonberry leaves for St. Lucia's crown. Mama, I want to be Lucia too, Louise whines. You were Lucia last year. I know you'll make a perfect attendant this time, and Carl will be a wonderful star boy. This dough is yummy, said Carl, licking his fingers. Don't eat it, shrieked Sophie. We need it for tomorrow, said Louise. Carl, you just take care of the raisins. Sophie and I will make the buns. Here's the picture. There's the mom. She gathered the leaves. And there they are baking. Papa's home. Hey, everybody. It sure smells like Christmas. Can I try a bun? No, Papa. They're for tomorrow. Okay, I'll wait. Mama says, what are you laughing at? Is Papa making funny faces behind my back again? Remember, you children have to hurry and have supper now, so you can get to bed early. Off you go. Papa and I will be up to say goodnight. We can't wait for tomorrow, says Sophie. I'm going to sleep with my star boy hat on, says Carl. You can't do that, Louise teases Carl. Your head will get pointed. Oh, I love Lucia Day. I remember how happy I was to be Lucia when I was young. But now we have a lot of work to do. Can you iron the gowns in Carl's shirt while I finish the St. Lucia crown? Sure, I'd love to help. Look at the little boy in the background. He's taking something. There's a picture of the crown that she's making for her daughter. And here's the boy. What is he grabbing? Wake up! Sophie, wake up! Louise, wake up! Carl! Is it Lucia time already? The children ask. Yes, it's December 13th, Lucia Day. Time to go and wake up Papa. And you see the little boy did sleep with his star boy hat on. Oh dear, what happened to all the pepper carcar? There are only 2 left. We don't know, says Sophie and Louise. Do you know where all the pepper carcar are, Carl? I'm probably butchering that word. Pepper carcar. Maybe Tomten or the cat or the dog ate them. Please tell me. I won't punish you, but we do need to find the cookies. Well, I put some in my Starboy hat so that they'd be ready to give to Papa, and now they're all broken. Never mind, Carl. We can eat the crumbs, but next year, don't put them in your hat. Sophie, you first, then Louise, and then Carl. There they're dressed up. You can see that she's in her white gown with the red sash, and she is old enough to obviously have lit candles, and there's her crown, and their sister is the attendant, and her brother's going to be the star boy. He's getting his cap on. Stop hitting me, Carl, or I'll tell Papa what you did with all the pepper carcar. Pepper carcar, says Louise. Oh, you are such good singers, and the Lucia buns are wonderful. And I love the pepper carcar crumbs. Why don't you have some? Says Papa. Has Mama made some hot chocolate for you? Shall we go to Grandma Gunhild and Grandpa Axel with pepper carcar and the cinnamon buns? Yeah, the children yell. I'm going to teach Teddy the Lucia song, says Carl. Teddies can't talk, says Sophie. My Teddy can sing. And here they are singing in the car. And here's some Swedish at the bottom if you know how to read and speak Swedish. There you go. Shh, we want to surprise Grandma and Grandpa. Are you ready? Mama asked softly. Okay, we're ready now, whispers Sophie. Do you remember the words? Sophie asks Louise and Carl. I'll copy you, Carl whispers back. Papa rings the doorbell. Grandma peeks through the peephole, unlocks the door, and tiptoes back to bed. St. Lucia, the children sing. Grandpa is surprised and happy. Oh, you children must have practiced a lot. You sound so good. And what wonderful bakers you are. Delicious, especially the crumbs. Children, asked Grandpa, do you know why we celebrate Lucia Day? No. Why, Grandpa? When I was a child, I was told that Lucia was a saint, a very good person who brought food to the hungry people in Sweden during the longest, darkest winter night, a long time ago. Sorry, there. The sun is shining, as you can see in half my bedroom here. Okay. That's right, says Grandma. St. Lucia wore a crown with candles to brighten the dark days in Sweden. Now we bake Lucia buns and give them to other people to remind us to be good like Lucia. Speaking of that, let's give some to our new neighbors. They just moved to Sweden from another country, and they probably don't even know about Lucia Day. Yes, let's give them some pepparkakor and sweet buns, Louise says. Thank you so much for doing this, says the neighbor. This is such a nice time, and the children love it. The buns and cookies are delicious. And I made the crumbs, said Carl proudly. It's almost time for school. You'd better get ready for the big Lucia performance for your teachers, says Mama. Okay, they say, and they kiss their grandparents goodbye. Ooh, something in Swedish. Tack some makat, says Grandma and Grandpa. Next year, I'll be Lucia, says Louise to Sophie. I butchered that Swedish saying. And if you look up here in the corner, it says Good Yule, where our signs say Merry Christmas. Here's one in Swedish, Merry Christmas. And here's a picture of them at their school performance. Well, Mama says, it looks like Lucia Day is over. You had such a big day, and you were all wonderful. Put your gowns in the laundry room. Oh, we are so tired, says Sophie. Just have a little supper and go to bed. And there they are, dreaming of St. Lucia and the goodies, cinnamon buns and cookies, which are sort of like ginger snaps. Then in this book, it tells us a little bit about St. Lucia's Day. It also gives us recipes to make Lucia buns and pepparkakor. I know I butchered that, but it means ginger snap, and it gives you a recipe. Now, if I was in person, we could make some of these, but I'm just going to have to send in the honey buns. Oh. Then there's a St. Lucia's song, but it is all in Swedish. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to sing that for you, but I will tell you what it means in English. The first verse says, night walks with heavy tread round farm and byre, dark sun-forsaken earth shadows attire. Then in our winter gloom, candlelights fill the room. Saint Lucia, Saint Lucia. Verse 2. Silent and dark the night, now here descending, rustle of wings in flight, all darkness ending. Then she comes dressed in white, head wreathed in candles bright. Saint Lucia, Saint Lucia. Verse 3. Shadows will soon be gone from earth's dark valley. Wonderful words anon us cheer and rally. Day will soon dawn anew in skies of rosy hue. Saint Lucia, Saint Lucia. And if you ever want to make a Starboy costume, that could be a neat craft. There you go, Erica, a Swedish craft. Or a white gown for the attendant. That's a traditional gown. Or you could craft a wreath and put candles on it. Although I don't really know how those candles are attached. Otherwise, I would have tried to put some on, but all I can see is candles like falling over on your head every time you moved. And with flames, really? Oh, I'm glad that's them and not me. So this is the end of our trip to Sweden. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you can locate it on the map. That's our geography. That you've learned a little bit about the customs in Sweden. You've learned who the gift giver is. You've learned about these guys, the gnomes, which are Swedish elves. Very interesting. I'm gonna actually look at this a little bit different. I didn't have any of these in my house. It's not really my traditional Christmas decor. But now that I know a little bit about them, I might actually purchase one or two for my house. And I hope that you have enjoyed the honey buns and coffee as part of a Swedish treat, and that you remember Good Yule is Merry Christmas in Swedish. So from me to you, Good Yule until the next time. Bye, guys.